Look, it's been a long time since Auburn played well up here, and you know, I think Clark and his kids, man, they play hard, and they play the full 60 minutes like it's supposed to be played, and I think our kids really competed well and did some really nice things, some not so nice things at times too. But truthfully, I really believe without the penalties and the drops, the game's out of hand, and sometimes I guess you have those where, but I mean, I felt like there were at least 2 touchdowns on drop balls, and then some other simple ones that get us on schedule where we can operate in the manner we want to operate in. And so I'm proud of our defense. I felt like, I don't know that I'm right, but it felt like we were really good on third down until the second half. We gave up a couple third and long ones, but till that point I thought we were really solid, and then obviously only gave up 1 score. Peyton can't give up that score. We've got to trust him early in the game to not make that decision. So we've got to learn from that. But, man, thrilled to win a second consecutive SEC game, particularly on the road, and get us 1 step closer to being bowl eligible.
Brian?
Yes, big plays on offense seem to be a big difference for you. That's the first time you had that many, I think, in a game this season.
Should have been more. That's the sad thing is we felt like we had some shots for explosive plays, and we just didn't have them. And obviously we were able, those 2 long runs early in the game, we were in tempo, and that helps us a lot. But you got to win first down to do that. And we did that early on a couple of times, and then we didn't. And it's really hard to go fast in those scenarios, but it was nice to see the explosive plays for sure.
What did you see on Rivaldo, second half?
Too many drops. Obviously, the explosive touchdown was a really nice route, but he hadn't done that all year, and that's normally not him. But we've got to focus and be able to finish games and make those catches that again put us in third and manageable or first down scenarios.
I know you're not quite there yet, but with 5 wins now kind of teetering on the edge of a bowl eligibility, have you thought about kind of those extra practices you could possibly get, and how much of a goal is potentially that?
I typically don't. I'm not big on goals. I'm big on what are we doing today to get us closer to our competitiveness in this conference. But I kind of went away from that some and made it clear that this was I erased all our themes from the first half of the season. I put our last 5 games up and said, look, the first logical step in our rebuild here is gaining bowl eligibility, which we've done every year I've taken over a program in the first year, whether it was Arkansas State, Ole Miss, or Liberty. And I think that's really invaluable to be able to do that. Number 1, you want to do it for your seniors. Number 2, you want to do it for your fans. But number 3, you want the extra practices and another chance to compete for Auburn and to put our kids in that scenario of playing another quality opponent in a bowl game. So I did kind of go away and said that is, I've made it clear that is a goal of ours in year 1, and 1 step closer, but got some hard games left too.
Jarquez, was that as patient as you've seen him?
Yeah, I told, as soon as that first run hit, you just took the words out of my mouth on the headset. I said, Cadillac, that's as patient as I've seen him on the inside zone, and I do think that's why he's having more explosive runs the last few weeks. Is it took him a while now. I remember California, man, this guy was wide open and nothing was developing in front of him, and it's we've constantly progressed, and he's being real patient right now.
The offensive line too, kind of putting some things together.
Yeah,
see that.
It'd been nice to see him score that last one. I wasn't sure if they were going to use their timeout or not, so I wasn't sure what to do. And obviously we were just running inside zone, but what a great run that was! And unfortunately, we got another holding call. And I mean, we had a kickoff return call back, a touchdown call back, 2 drop touchdown passes, and we've got to play cleaner if we're going to win down the stretch.
Defense forced 8 straight punts, a lot of sacks, a lot of negative plays. Just how impressed were you with that side of the ball holding it down for that long?
I thought, other than that one drive where they scored a touchdown, we kind of looked like we were asleep at the wheel a little bit on that drive. But other than that, I mean, I tell you, Marcus Harris and Keontae and those guys, they take it. It's personal to them that they play well and that they hold each other to that standard. And coming off, you know, I looked at Marcus after that one drive where I thought we were kind of sloppy, and he said that won't happen again. We're fixing to get it fixed, and they bowed their neck the rest of the game.
So, for clarification purposes, and it seems like a little bit of a gray area, did you get an explanation on the Jalen Simpson catch interference? Because it looked like he didn't touch him. He got.
Well, I would love y'all's. Was he within a yard of him?
No, definitely.
They said he was within a yard, and that's the rule. And
I was just wondering what they told you why.
I did not see it as a yard, but that was their interpretation, is that he was inside the yard of the receiver's opportunity to catch the ball.
You know, I guess other than obviously the drop passes, what did you see as kind of how Peyton was able to progress, made a lot of good throws in the third quarter, and how good was the offensive line's protection as the game went on?
We didn't protect extremely well, but some of that was Peyton and backs. We went the whole first half and never redirected the protection to boundary gut cross, and you could see it. So we should have got that, and we fixed that at halftime. But then the back totally blew a protection one time, and so it's not always the O-line. But I mean, starting the third quarter, we protected very well because we ripped off 2 touchdowns pretty quick. So they played solid. It's hard for me to really say until I watch the film on exactly how good or the O-line did.
Jason? To be able to come on the road and win with all the plays that you didn't make, is that showing progress for this team, even though it wasn't there all the time?
Well, look, I mean, you look at all the scores when they play here, and they're all, I mean, I didn't sleep a wink last night, truthfully, because, man, all I see is – them playing Georgia and Missouri here, which are 2 really good teams. I mean, those games were dogfights well into the third quarter. And so they had my full attention, I assure you, and to still win after leaving so many plays and 2 touchdowns called back and leaving plays out there, I think does speak that we're improving. But obviously, I wish we would play a little better too.
Justin?
Jeremiah, again, you guys use him close to the end red zone. He scores again. Just what
all he does is score, doesn't he? I mean,
just the what he brings to y'all's offense as an extra guy in that backfield.
Yeah, we probably should do some of that a little more, but it would probably require him to learn some of the route tree, and we just haven't invested in that. And you don't want him to always think, hey, if you're in the middle of the field, he's in there, that it's always run. So we've got to kind of figure that out. But some of the things we're doing with him, I think, are hard to stop. Particularly, there's not like large doses of it, and so you got to pick and choose. And I think we've made it look different a little bit from time to time. So I think he's definitely a weapon down there.
We'll finish up with Jeff and then Justin.
One side of the stadium was about 90% of your fans. The other side, maybe 50-50. What does it sound like a home game?
Yeah, I went and saw them over there. I wish I could. I just think our fans are incredible. And when we got off the bus, the Tiger Walk was packed, and then you run out and you see. I mean, I literally thought the stands behind us was pretty much all Auburn, and then there was quite a few orange on the other side, like you said. And I'm certainly not one to decide what percentage was Auburn, but it did not feel like we were in a typical road game.
Justin.
So our fans are incredible. You please write that. And our cheerleaders and our band and
What about your beat writers?
and the beat writers. Most of the time.
DJ James, talk about the game. He had a couple of pass breakups, 7 tackles. Was guarding Will Shepherd a
Wow,
lot.
7 tackles for DJ is pretty impressive because he's not one that he's not a tackling machine typically. I thought he and Mighty did a great job of really being patient in coverage on those deep balls and really looking and being in phase and getting their eyes to the ball and making plays on the ball. And Shepard's a really, really good talent. And so I thought DJ and Pritchard and the young kids did okay too. I mean, we got beat on a little middle seam route in Tampa too, and an over route, but one of those was a linebacker. But I think DJ and Pritchard played really, really. I thought they played really solid.